looking to secure the first seed going into SMITE Masters coming out of the Gauntlet.
I'm waiting to see the first pick out Pwash.
Okay. All right, Taco. Really? We're going to troll already?
There's nothing troll about it in case you didn't notice the damage that came out of Deathwalker on that Outwash. That's a very legitimate pick for him.
I mean, Bologna, 5-0. Outwash, 0-1.
It just, sometimes you just have an off game. That was the warm-up game.
Oh, yeah?
This is the real deal. Sometimes you got to get the warm-up in.
I talked to Deathwalker after that set, and he was like, man, it was down to 4 seconds before I had to pick, and they were like, all right, man, you decide. You want Outwash? And he was like, I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. Pick the Outwash. It didn't work out at the end, I suppose, because they lost, but he did a lot of damage and did actually very, very well on the Mage. Susano, first banned by SoaR. No surprise there. I think they just got a taste of what Europe is able to do with this god.
So I enjoy the Susano first ban. Why? That means they're not even looking for themselves. They just don't want him on it. And so I accept that because they might be looking for the Raw.
Very well could be, but the Raw first pick does have a couple counter picks you have to worry about in terms of disposition and anti-heal. Odin being one of the main ones that comes to mind. SoaR, they're going to ban away Scotty themselves, despite Vedium having some success on the Hunter last time. Now, Rival waiting to put in their last ban. They banned Fafnir, and it is going to be the Raw. So still not scared of that Kabrakan. Chang'e also went unpicked and unbanned in game 1 right here. So SoaR has a couple options.
Chang'e is certainly one of those gods that it really comes down to how much either side's jungler or mid laner would prefer to play it. If anything, I would probably expect it more from Wolfie than what I would Ice Baby or on the opposite side. I don't really see Anisur or Helmifei really looking for that Chang'e option, but Rival, I think, getting 2 picks that they have probably wanted this entire weekend, the Khepri and the Serket, and that is a scary combination.
Serket has been banned away from Ice Baby consistently throughout this weekend. He finally gets his hands on it again. Gonna try and make it happen. Terra, the first pick for SoaR, was not picked or banned in game 1. This time they decided to take it away first. You can see Fine OK on your screen right there. If this Terra is for him, he's got to know that he's going to see quite a bit of that Serket in his lane.
And we've seen it time and time again. Whenever the Terra comes out, Nike is typically paired with it just because of how much these NA teams have been favoring the mobility factor that comes into play with both of those gods on the battlefield. You've got the ultimate from Terra that just makes you zoom, and when you combine that with the Nike passive, I mean, you're fast as hell, boy.
Kabrakan locked in here, and Scylla Anisur wants to run back along with Homiefe. A little bit surprised we didn't see Thanatos here, Chapo. That's the one I was looking at. Once Khepri's locked in, you're thinking of the executes, and Homie's had a pretty solid Thanatos throughout.
It's been pretty solid, but the one thing that I think Serket's really good versus Thanatos in my opinion. I think it's almost a counter matchup just because as soon as you don't really need to, you could use your 2-1 combo, but as soon as you ult, I mean, all his healing that he, would be getting with this one and the kills and the executes, he's not going to be getting.
Well, Rival, they're going to block in Rom once more for Vote in the dual lane, and after his last performance, can't say I blame them. Hu Yi banned away once more by Team Rival, not trying to let Vedium get a hold of that Hunter that's seen a little bit of a resurgence here at LAN. Emilito basically single-handedly winning a game with 1 Ricochet earlier on today up against Team Rival. Don't want to see that. Finally, Bologna gets banned from Deathwalker.
Please,
all the stars have aligned. I'm just saying, I'm not calling it now, but if we're going to see an Outwash, this might be the time to shine.
Stop. Kabrakan is in the jungle. Outwash is not getting played today. I don't think. Deathwalker, sending some signals over there to the opposite side. I love his personality, man. You got to. He's always up there having fun. Hu Yi and Cupid banning away Vedium for Rival. On the other side, they're targeting out that man, Deathwalker, with those 2 bans. But that leaves Osiris open in an instant selection for Team Rival.
And I'm sure that he's going to love having a god that's pretty similar to both Erlong Shen and Bologna. You still have a lot of the AA-based factor coming into play, and he still gets to press W at you, and that seems to be Deathwalker's favorite thing in the world this weekend.
And my favorite thing about it, it's not Outwash. 2 more picks here for SoaR. Cupid was banned away. Chapo, you said you really wanted them to ban it, so now that it is banned, where would you go if you're Vedium?
something that doesn't die to Circuit. Something with a little bit, at least a little bit of mobility. Oh, hello, team. Yo, is the mic working?
No. You were muted.
That's a caster's
Don't worry.
curse.
Yeah, you were muted. Don't worry.
I was
Artemis,
muted.
exactly what Chapo said. If you couldn't hear his muted mic, the immobile hunter there for SoaR. Vedium seems to really like playing this Artemis, but he played it earlier on and it did not work out too well. Hunbat's the jungler there for Homie so it is going to be Cabrakan in that solo lane most likely with Terra support, though those two Guardians could be flopped. Thoth, the last pick there for Wolfie, and he had a phenomenal set on this god last time around. All right, Chapo, I'll give you a chance. You already got the Artemis pick on lock. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Does Rival secure their first lane victory?
No.
No, you got SoaR?
I think SoaR.
All right, Taco?
If Homie is on point with the bot's ultimates, it goes the way of SoaR, but if he misses and the Kepri revives come out, it's Rival's game.
We'll have to wait and see. Is Rival going to end it all right here, or will we go into a game 3? Tom and Toli, they're going to find you out.
It's my feeling on that one, Aggro. Listen, man, Wolfie's on the Thoth, Ice Ice Baby's on the Circuit, Votes on the Rom. This is a scary, scary lineup if you're looking across the way. The only thing I can say is that Kepri for Kalis isn't exactly something that I'm used to seeing.
No, not necessarily, but he has it in his arsenal. They wouldn't be this good if they didn't have at least Kepri in their support role arsenal. Circuit going to be able to dive that back line at any stage of the game once Kepri hitting that level 5 revive bubble. SoaR Gaming having that sustain option with the monolith from Terra, but it's going to be healing over time. Circuit's going to be able to negate that one, and not only Circuit, but also the Osiris.
Very, very interesting. Team Rival 1 win away from taking their first LAN. Let's get right to it. They're taking on SoaR Gaming. And like I said, Toli, I think a lot of people have focused on a lot of different people here. Me personally, Ice Ice Baby has been my go-to guy. And you're putting him on a Circuit. He's looking to run this game. He's looking to control this one. He's looking to be the big hand carry. And I'm expecting it to happen.
Well, not surprised he goes for another aggressive jungler here, considering that SoaR Gaming banned away the Susanoo. This is another option for them. And Rival playing very carefully here, trying to spot out where exactly SoaR are positioning themselves, but it doesn't seem that there's any invades necessarily. The dual lane, though, of Rival playing very aggressively under that tier 1 tower, probably going to start rotating for these buffs.
And I do like the fact that Deathwalker is going to be on this Osiris, but more importantly, I like the fact that Final K is going to be on the Cabrakan. I think that's a much better pick for this guy to be on. I think that he can leverage this character a little bit better than he did, or at least try to do, with the Robin.
And I like the idea that Rival have here. They're going to allow Deathwalker to get not necessarily the better end of things with his blue and speed buff still available, but trying to shut down the late game carry potential out of Vedium playing this Artemis. Now, by being in the dual lane alone here, Artemis doesn't have too much protection, especially considering not level 5 yet for the CC immunity, but having the solo farm for the experience will elevate and accelerate her levels. However, you're losing your purple and your red buff.
And that one's going to be the entirety of SoaR's left side jungle. Wolfie has a good look on Andenster, and as the left lane comes through, nice abduct, and where'd he go? Vote picks up the first blood, nice and easy. Hot rotation by the Hunter, and that's the first one for Team Rival.
Everyone from Rival in the right place at the right time, right after getting that red buff, immediately taking advantage of the mid laner Andenster, getting off to a good start earlier on today, but not so much so far in this set against Rival.
Right place, right time usually implies sort of chance. That was right place, right design. That rotation absolutely was pre-planned. You saw what happened. Team Rival came through, took out the enemy jungle, and then they're communicating with their teammates, obviously, and said, hey, look, Andy came through the dangerous way. We can collapse, pincer him. Absolutely. Kala says, yes, please, grabs the character, and that'd be that.
The beneficiary is going to be Vote with that credited first blood. Deathwalker slowed a little bit off of Homie FA's jump, stunned into place for Final K, wanting to dive that just for a split second, but it didn't seem that Homie FA had the cooldowns necessary, especially without the Fear No Evil, making it that much harder.
Yeah, big damage coming off of that slow right away. Oracles on the left side of the map as we look at that one going the way of Team Rival. Vedium on this Artemis. Now, SoaR lost the game pretty much just by the Artemis pick alone once upon a time earlier in the week. Here, I think it's a much different story. Vedium has a little bit better control here, not being completely stepped on, although he is a level down from Vote.
Especially considering that Vote got that first blood, also received the purple-red buff. Final K getting bullied away. Doesn't seem that Ice Baby wants to commit, just now hitting level 5. And like you were mentioning before with Vedium playing the Artemis, a lot of late game potential, but not if Vote is going to get to the late game himself a little bit faster on the ROM.
Well, Jake's going to be grabbed by Kalas this time around, and Wolfie able to deal a little bit of damage, but with Homie FA having Fear No Evil available, gotta be careful. Kalas with the early ultimate on himself, perhaps a little bit too early, as the Fear No Evil is dropped after the fact, and Kalas still able to get away. Andy very low, waiting in the ambush, jumps on top, beautiful patience, and it pays off. Ice Baby, so damn hot.
So much confidence out of the hot jungler from Rival that he didn't even commit into using the ultimate. Like we saw before, Wolfie and Kalas both prematurely using their ultimate, but look at this, Jigs with the double poison.
Big money! Oh my goodness, the ultimate coming out of the jungler. Help from the assistance of the Hunter on the left-hand side. No kills, but Ice Baby had the hot play. I thought we were going to see something special.
I'm fine with that, F-Dot, because of the timing of the respawn for the speed buff. Despite not finding the kill, they get half the kill, which forces them to go to the fountain, conceding about 20 seconds worth of farming.
And that's the entirety of the right side of the jungle. So Team Rival able to exert dual lane pressure and snatch the left side of the jungle for round 1. Round 2 comes around, and they exert mid lane pressure to snatch the right side of the jungle for round 2. Those buffs alive right now on the left side, really eager to see if Team Rival are going to be aggressive.
Same exact pacing compared to the first game. Rival with about a 2,000 gold lead at the almost 5-minute mark. This is the point in time that Rival was getting themselves the Gold Fury. This could be another option here, considering they have the Thoth burst damage.
And when it comes to the Thoth, Wolfie going to be doing the same thing he was doing on the Ra, just looking for this long-range, big snipes. That's what both of those gods do, and that's what Wolfie does well.
Final K left alone to farm as the rest of Rival getting their own buffs, able to strip away the speed and the blue from SoaR earlier on, which is why we see this kind of a deficit between the two teams, between North America and Europe.
And either way, it's going to be a little bit of a lead here, 2,300, 2,400 wave to wave. At just about 5 minutes in here as Team Rival lead, not just by the first blood, but by a follow-up kill as well.
Hefty amount of experience differential, not to mention the two supports here. Level 5 for Jigs on the Terra, 7 on the form of Kalas. And as the Khepri gets these levels, that Rising Dawn is going to be doing increasing damage as well as mitigating even more of your opponent's damage.
And that's really the key that I'm looking at, is the mitigation coming out from the support. Nice jump away by Homie FA, forced into the ultimate. He wants to turn around, but everywhere he looks, there's a Team Rival member. Jigs finds a stun onto Kalas, but it's of no big deal.
Just because of the positioning that Rival had right behind the Gold Fury, 2 defensive ultimates were deployed by SoaR just to ensure the safety out of their jungler, Homie FA, surviving just barely. If that ultimate from Ice Baby connected, would have been a lot of damage over time, and then maybe Kalas would have continued to chase that into the dueling.
Maybe. But either way, something that's certainly happening is the solo kill by Deathwalker on the right side of the map. Fine, okay, absolutely not fine. Deathwalker continuing what he's been doing all weekend and just being better than anyone he walks up against.
What just happened? You just solo killed a Kabrak, and a god that's almost impossible to kill, let alone by yourself. Now, granted, it is a level 7 Kabrakan, but the starter item there with the mark of the Vanguard. The Osiris, though, sitting at level 9.
That's the key right there. You know, I was just talking to Lobster out there in the arena, and we were talking about Deathwalker, and he goes, look, man, I don't know. Every game, he's 2 levels up against his solo laner. And look, one more time, he's 2 levels up. Oh, Jigs, that's a combat Carl. He goes down. Ice Baby picks him up one more time. 2 zip and 1. No deaths, but 2 kills for the jungler.
No root on the mark from Anister. Increased the maxed range. And without an ultimate from Homie FA, makes it very difficult to find a retaliation kill. Enough timing for Rival to steal away the speed, but Final K getting stunned out. Serket's taunts as well. Slowed indefinitely. Final K getting abducted and into the graveyard.
He just spawned after Deathwalker killed him. And then Deathwalker killed him again.
And that's the worst time to die, right after you respawn, because not only do you not farm for your first death, but now you go back just to die again, delaying any sort of potential to cut this experience difference between Final K and Deathwalker.
I keep saying it, but this is a completely different team than what we've seen in the past. I want to know, did they change their diet? Did they get a new car? What's different? They're just out of control. Jigs, he just, again, walks into college. This time, Homie FA is able to help out, so the support gets out that time. But still, even without the kill, Team Rival sit up 5-0. Ice Ice Baby could go down here. Andy looking for the ultimate, but he jumps away.
A lot of mobility with that Terra's Blessing. Callus gonna eat the Ama Monster, still very safe, and with the ultimate from Capri, still in the mix.
Deathwalker still here. That's gonna be number 3. Final K able to take down Callus on the backside, but Deathwalker still just doing it. He gets rooted and tickled by the mid lane mage. Andy, level 8, forced into the beach to get away from the slow, but Wolfie shoots him anyway. Andy dies for the 3rd time this game.
The Sentinel was on cooldown. Easy pickings, 2-for-1 trade. Trading out their support Callus for the jungler Homie FA and the mid Annister. Team Rival are up 7-1.
Wow.
And they're up almost 5,000 gold here. About 4.5. 9 minutes in without a single gold fury to their name.
I was just going to say, I think you left out the most important number there, which is 9 minutes on the clock. This is 9 minutes in, and Team Rival are just doing whatever they want. It's incredible.
We always talk about how North America and Europe metas just are always different.
Ice Ice Baby jumps over the top, looking for Vedium. Finds a little bit thanks to the zigzag, but Homie I figured to chase him out just a little bit, bringing the jungler down to half HP.
Most of these ultimates from SoaR have purely been used defensively just to survive these encounters, and now Team Rival around the 9.5 minute mark trying to force the issue around this goal. Mo getting caught out by the Fear No Evil, but he has backup available.
I love the play and the long-range control. Vote takes down Homie FA. Wow. Just wow. Team Rival on a tear. Just doing it, man.
They're not letting SoaR breathe for a moment, just being able to constantly get some kills, staggering the deaths, but Callus dying yet again with his ultimate. I'm a monster being channeled. Again! Taking a spill. Deathwalker with his 4th kill already.
Incredible performance out of Deathwalker. 9 kills in total. 3 have a Deathwalker stamp on them in the assist column. 4 more in the kill. Ice Ice Baby takes out Andy. There's number 5 for DW. Final K falls to the wayside, and with 3 players down for SoaR, Team Rival looks directly at the Gold Fury.
Homie FA doesn't even want to contest his Gold Fury, going straight for his speed buff. He's thinking to himself like, all right, we're dying too much. You know what? It's time for me to farm. This is getting too out of control. There's no way I could truly contest this objective without my ultimate. Already 3 levels behind his opposition.
Wow, there's very little to say here, honestly. At the end of the day, Team Rival have just been able to find individual picks across the board. Deathwalker getting a couple of solo kills and then making the transfer over to a couple of different lanes and combining with his tether and the very important slows at a very key point in time. Osiris is extremely potent right now at this 10-11 minute mark, especially with a lead, because players don't have the winged blade just yet to get away from that slow, and, well, nobody buys sprint.
Especially once you're maxing out the tether. Because you're behind so many levels, your abilities don't have the base damage compared to your opponents, but only that, with Deathwalker maxing out his tether, he's basically mitigating any sort of damage output from his opposition. He's able to 1v3, 1v4, and still survive.
There's the ultimate out of the Fear No Evil. Deathwalker going to be brought down low. A kill on him would be big, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Deathwalker instead just walks away. In fact, walks away from his own death.
The rest of his teammates have finally showed up around the corner. Teleport not available for the Broken God to be able to get back around this Fire Giant. Portal Demon could be looked at here. Homie FA taking a lot of damage, but it's Jigs that got jumped on, and with the Abduct and the Poisons, that's going to be another kill.
Love how they just watch how it goes down. Vote NBK looking like he's at a shooting rally. And Stir falls down for the 5th time this game. Fire Giant Jr. going to be the target. Rival pick up the portal. Meanwhile, Deathwalker dealing with a tower on the right side. He'll be able to defend that no problem.
There's just no stopping Team Rival. The difference between this North America and European winners that are going to Masters are just looking completely lopsided here.
They're looking lopsided. They're looking at something. They're looking for success. SoaR Gaming, no slouch. They come through with Final K, who looked very strong during the regular season. And then the mid lane tower does get defended by SoaR. Team Rival still significantly in the lead by about 7,000 gold, give or take. We're looking more at almost 10, to be honest with you. The grouping up by Team Rival here in the mid lane. They're 4 men strong, 1 coming out of the base, and they're looking for it. We'll listen on with Team Rival as they aggress on the SoaR.
Bats is trying to
push.
Yeah, just keep pushing, keep pushing. I can like blink out from the back.
Okay. I'm sitting in the back. Alright, that's about to jump. I'm gonna go. Let's go. Go down. There we go. Keep going. Your boys are mid. Keep going. Cap behind. Watch out for cap. Yo, what division are you guys?
Okay, can someone help me here?
I'm grabbing
careful.
My ult is down.
On you. He did.
He's rooted.
Nice. No! Push mid lane, boys. Push mid lane.
Okay.
Just
Get
push
this
me
in back.
Yeah, get this back.
No, just
It doesn't really matter at this
let's
point.
group up, push right lane.
Like, this game was over, like, 7 minutes ago.
Guys,
Like the moment we entered this, like...
Let's group up, push right.
Yeah, group up, push right.
After specking ban face, the game is over.
Yeah,
No. From the moment these bots created the lobby.
Wow, dude. Wow.
From the moment we created the lobby, the game was over. Talk about confidence, baby.
Rival are a totally different team from Season 3
Oh
after.
my God.
I love the confidence.
Yo, hearing Team Rival shout across the way to their opponent, hey, yo, what division are you guys? That, I don't know, man. I don't know. That is a pleasure.
Some spicy pickup game basketball trash talk right there, honestly.
This is a lot of fun. And you know what? Team Rival, they're playing this like it's a pickup game. They're making this look easy. And I say that with respect to SoaR. This is a great team. Homie FA could be considered one of the best junglers in the world. Anderster has had a fantastic season in mid lane. Vedium is literally a person that has been at finals at Worlds. Jigs, no slouch himself. And Team Rival just making mincemeat out of these legends of the SPL.
Don't forget, Anderster winning the Season 1 Worlds as well. So despite having the experience on the side of SoaR, they're just a little bit discombobulated here against Team Rival. They're not really ready for this kind of aggressive opening start that Team Rival implemented in the second game.
Listen, man, the year, the time, the era of the old guard is over. It's time to see some new blood. It's time to see some new victors. And Team Rival are those players. They're coming through. They've put in the work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 15 minutes in. And Team Rival are leading by 17 kills.
So many kills and 13,000 gold. Like, there's so many times when I play SMITE, I'm just thinking to myself, like,
do it, vote.
That we can basically come back, you know, like, don't F6 this time around. Like, we can come back, but if I was in a rank game and I saw this kind of a deficit for me and my squad, I'd be thinking to myself, like, my finger's getting really close to that F6 button.
Listen, man, Rival, they take the Gold Fury one more time. It's still only 16 minutes in. And Rival are playing this like it's 30 minutes and they have a 30,000 gold lead. Ain't no care in the world. I loved listening to the devolution, if you will, of the comms. This game was over 7 minutes ago. No. This game was over after P's and B's. No. This game was over when we showed up. That's the type of confidence and swagger that I want to see out of the new blood, the new crowd. It's Season 4 of the SPL, and Team Rival are picking up the torch, and they're walking towards Masters.
I mean, they got everything going for them here, honestly, up top. They got 10 relics to the 7 from SoaR. They got so many levels, so much gold to have the itemization that they really want. In order for SoaR to get back into this one, they need to win not only one lottery ticket, but they're going to need to win a second in a row.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough here for SoaR if they have any intention of taking this to a Game 3. Team Rival starting up the Fire Giant, bringing it down to about 90%. And he's going to back. No intention of stopping what's going on right here. Final K looking for a little bit of farm. Oh, man. SoaR, have they thrown in the towel?
Well, they're not even truly contesting this fire giant.
They know it's happening, but they're not even giving it a shot.
I can't tell if they have any vision around. It doesn't look like they have any sort of wards, but if they even step around that area, 2 members from Rival can completely obliterate most of SoaR anyway. So having Deathwalker lead the charge with his build, now confident enough to go for Hide of the Urchin after Mystical Mail, after Pestilence has been completed, knowing that they're going to win all these team fights.
Here comes FineOK. He'll stop one player, get zigzag, gets shot, and there's 1 stack for the Hide of the Urchin. Deathwalker claims another. 7 for the solo laner.
20-2 reads the death counter. Team Rival getting the objective. Vote having his back turned with Callus, gonna get hit by that Root Crush. Doesn't even matter with the kind of regen with this late game buff. Anister looking for some poke on the side. Slightly off the mark with a Root Crush, barely tickling Ice Baby.
Deathwalker still leading the charge. Callus gonna take a little bit of a stun. Good defensive set out of SoaR here to stop the onslaught onto the right side. Phoenix still, Ice jumps on forward. Deathwalker one more time leading the charge. Homie FA is being zoned out by himself. Deathwalker taking some of the damage by FineOK, but it's not a big deal. The Phoenix goes down.
Right side, Phoenix has been demolished. Blinking in is Homie FA trying to find the broken guard, but he's so tanky. All 8 missing fragments and almost a missing life from Homie FA. 1 snipe hits, 2 off the mark. 3rd one, Vote only finding the mid mage.
And the mid Phoenix is going to be the next target, not yet being aggressed on just yet. Now finally a little bit of opening, and the mid Phoenix goes down easy peasy, no problem whatsoever. Team Rival move over to the last Phoenix.
Team Rival have now received the true power from energy. The confidence is just overwhelming. We can clearly see this out of this European squad.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been out of control. 21 on the kill column, and if I can predict the future, I think that will go up before the Titan falls. Left side Phoenix just barely alive. And FineOK doing his best to try and stop the onslaught out of Vote. Big stun coming out on top of him, but it's not that big a deal. Vote gets 1, Vote gets 2. That's a fantastic play out of the Hunter. And Wolfie picks up Jigs. All the while on the backside, Wolfie trying to deal, stand still, lets his teammates deal with it. That's an F6. It's DW, Deathwalker, the